It's not that one is better than the other. It's just that they are fundamentally different. You know what? You could say that we have reached a point in history where technology has started to replace humans. If you look around, there is hardly any job or task that cannot be done by a machine today. From driving your car to cooking food, there are robots for everything. But despite all these advancements, if there is something that we humans can do better than machines, it is making decisions. Have you ever wondered why is it so difficult to build a system that makes good decisions? It's because the way we humans make decisions is not only complex, but also highly subjective. Even after having all the data in the world, if a machine tries to make decisions like a human, it would probably not be that great at it. And that's where the fundamental difference between human intelligence and artificial intelligence lies. Today, let's try to understand it. Human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. First of all, let's understand what we mean by intelligence. Now, there is no universally accepted definition of intelligence even today. But most researchers agree that intelligence includes two important things: the ability to learn from experience and the ability to apply that learning to new situations. So when we talk about human intelligence, we are talking about our ability to learn from our experiences and apply them in new situations. We have been doing this since the beginning of civilization. For example, when early humans discovered that fire could be useful, they shared this knowledge with others, who then learned how to make fire themselves. This sharing of knowledge allowed humans to improve their way of life and eventually led to the development of modern civilization. Now, how does the human brain actually work? Well, the human brain is a very complex organ, but in simple terms, it works by processing information. The brain receives information from the senses, such as what we see, hear, touch, smell, and taste. It then processes this information to make decisions and take actions. Now, this process is very complex and involves billions of neurons that communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals. These neurons are organized into networks that process specific types of information. For example, some networks process visual information while others process auditory information. The brain also has the ability to store memories, which allows us to learn from our experiences and apply that learning to new situations. Now, what about artificial intelligence? Well, it is a branch of computer science that deals with building machines that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. For example, machines that can learn from data, recognize patterns, and make decisions. Unlike human intelligence, which evolved over millions of years, artificial intelligence is a relatively new field that has developed over the past few decades. It was in the mid-20th century that researchers began to explore the possibility of creating machines that could think like humans. One of the early pioneers of AI, Alan Turing, proposed the idea of a Turing test in which a machine would be considered intelligent if it could engage in conversation with a human and the human could not tell that he was talking to a machine. Over the years, AI researchers have developed many different approaches to creating intelligent machines. One approach is to use symbolic systems, which are based on the idea that knowledge is represented by symbols and rules. Another approach is to use connectionist systems, which are based on the structure and function of the human brain. Recently, a third approach called a statistical or data-driven approach has gained popularity. In this approach, machines learn from data rather than being programmed with explicit rules. This approach has led to the development of deep learning algorithms, which have achieved state-of-the-art results in many areas, including image recognition, natural language processing, and game playing. So that's the basic idea behind AI. Basically, it's all about creating machines that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. However, despite all the progress that has been made in the field of AI, there are still some key differences between human intelligence and AI. The first and the biggest difference between human intelligence and AI is that human intelligence is much more general and flexible. We can learn new things very easily and adapt to new situations very quickly. On the other hand, AI systems are usually very specialized and are not able to handle tasks that are outside of their area of expertise. For example, a machine that is designed to play chess is unlikely to be able to play a game, like Go, which requires a much more nuanced understanding of the game board. Additionally, AI systems are also not able to deal with situations that are outside of their training data. For example, if a machine is trained to recognize only cats and dogs, it will not be able to recognize a new animal like a bird. The second major difference between human intelligence and AI is that human intelligence is much more creative. We are able to come up with new ideas and solutions to problems that have never been seen before. AI systems, on the other hand, are limited to the data that they have been trained on and are not able to come up with truly original ideas. For example, AI systems have been able to create music that is similar to that of human composers, but they have not been able to create anything that is truly original. Another big difference between human intelligence and AI is that human intelligence is much more emotional. Our emotions influence the way we think and make decisions, and this often leads to more complex and nuanced decision-making processes. AI systems, on the other hand, are purely logical and do not have emotions that influence their decision-making process. This is why AI systems are often unable to understand or respond appropriately to human emotions such as happiness, sadness, or anger. And finally, the fourth major difference between human intelligence and AI is that human intelligence is much more subjective. Our intelligence is influenced by our experiences, our culture, and our personal beliefs. AI systems, on the other hand, are objective and do not have their own beliefs or experiences. This is why AI systems are often unable to understand or respond appropriately to human language, which is often full of ambiguity and can be interpreted in different ways. Despite these differences, AI has come a long way and continues to improve at a rapid pace. There are many tasks that AI can now perform that were previously thought to require human intelligence, such as playing chess and recognizing faces. And as AI continues to develop, it is likely that many more tasks will be added to the list. Now, here's the interesting thing. While AI may be able to match or even surpass human intelligence in some areas, it will never be able to replace human intelligence entirely. This is because human intelligence is much more than just the ability to process information or perform calculations. It is also about creativity, emotion, and the ability to understand and interact with the world in a meaningful way. These are things that AI cannot and will never be able to replicate. In fact, the rise of AI has highlighted the unique and valuable aspects of human intelligence. As we see machines taking over more and more routine tasks, it has allowed humans to focus on more creative and strategic work. Ultimately, AI is a tool that can be used to augment human intelligence, not replace it. In conclusion, both human intelligence and AI are amazing in their own way. They are fundamentally different. Human intelligence is a product of millions of years of evolution and is characterized by its generality, creativity, and emotionality. AI is a recent development in technological history and is characterized by its ability to process vast amounts of data and perform complex calculations. Both human intelligence and AI have their strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately they are complementary. As AI technology continues to develop, it is important to remember that it is a tool that can be used to enhance human intelligence, not replace it. By focusing on the unique aspects of human intelligence and using AI to complement rather than compete with it, we can create a future where humans and machines work together to solve the world's most complex problems. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.